What's going on, everybody? It's Aurora coming at you with a brand new video, and I am in immense pain right now. I wiped out really bad on my rollerblades earlier down my road, and I have severe road rash on my hands and my knees just ache in general, and it hurts just to even like move my hand at all because of like the way it's sliced on the side, but it's fine. It's okay. All is right with the world because after 1,504 days, we have finally received the new Volcanic support. This was kind of obvious by the Fire Duelist pack being revealed in general, but it was just a matter of time of whether or not it would either be replaced by something like Legendary Flame Swordsman or whatever his name is, or like any Joey support, or just when we would get it, period. But it finally dropped just 49 minutes ago, and I could not be more excited. They got 6 new cards here. Every archetype I'm pretty sure is supposed to get 7, and Battle in Boxers was missing a card from the set number, and this one also appears to be the same thing. But from here, there are 3 monsters, 2 spells, and a continuous trap. So let's go ahead and get right into this. I am so excited. So starting us off, we have Volcanic Emperor. This is a level 8 Fire Pyro monster with 3,100 attack and 2,400 defense. It cannot be normal summoned or set, and must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 Pyro monsters or a Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field and or graveyard. You can only special summon Emperor once per turn. When summoned this way, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each of your Pyro monsters currently banished. Then you can set 1 Volcanic Trap directly from your deck, except Eruption, and each time your opponent special summons a monster, inflict 500 damage to them. So if you don't know, Volcanic Eruption is a card that says if you control Jurassic World, destroy all cards in the field. That specifically mentions it's not a Volcanic card, so don't know why it's listed on here, but whatever. But this seems like a pretty funny little boss monster here. I mean, it's a level 8, so you can go into really cool rank 8 plays. It does a significant amount of burn on damage, especially in a later part of the game, and it sets a Volcanic Trap directly from your deck, so I think, one sec, I know they have a new one, like I said, but do they have any others than the Blaze Accelerator? Okay, they had Recharge. Return of the thing. Okay, no, this card sucks. Anyways, so yeah, it'll be used to set their brand new trap out of the deck. So depending on what that does, this could end up being a really deadly card. Not to mention, each time your opponent special summons, burning them for 500, that only gives them a certain amount. Like, if you banish 3 to summon this, that's 15 already. They only have 65 left, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That's 12 special summons, but you probably have significantly more ways to burn them because it is Volcanic. Next up is Volcanic Trooper. This is a level 3 Fire Pyro with 1,000 attack and defense. That says you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a Volcanic card from your deck to your hand, except Trooper or Eruption, and you can discard 1 card to special a Bomb token. It is a Pyro Fire level 1, with 1,000 attack and defense to your opponent's field. And when this token is destroyed, its controller takes 500 damage. So the first effect, obviously, it's really good. It's literally just Aurora for any card in your archetype except for your Blaze Accelerators. The second effect seems a bit weird, but I'm pretty sure the goal is discarding something like a Scattershot and then summoning a token, and then I'm pretty sure Scattershot triggers there. One second. Scattershot. Okay, no, never mind. One of them triggers if it's just discarded, right? I swear, one if it's discarded triggers to pop. No idea. But you can always end up discarding like an Emperor or something, because Emperor can summon itself from grave. Yeah, you easily have ways of like popping opponent's stuff with like Scattershot and things like that, and with your Blaze Accelerators, so it'll be a free 500 burn or even more depending on what you pop it with. Another really nice card for the archetype here. For the final monster, we have Volcanic Rimfire. It is a level 1 Fire Pyro. It looks similar to Volcanic Shell. It has 300 attack and 0 defense. It says if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate 1 of these effects. Banish this card from your graveyard, and if you do, send a Volcanic monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Rimfire, or banish a Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field to graveyard, and if you do, place a Blaze Accelerator continuous spell or trap from your hand or deck face-up in your spell and trap zone. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Also, by the way, Scattershot does trigger from being discarded, but only for the burn effect, I just realized. But it looks like this card is meant to set up something like Shell in your graveyard, but you can also dump something like Scattershot for a quick 500 burn. It looks like they are really going to hammer down on the burn strategy part of the archetype. And then this effect is really good for swapping out 1 Blaze Accelerator for another Blaze Accelerator, because it accesses it from hand or from deck, so you can usually literally just like get any one that you want for free. So that includes, one second, Blaze Accelerator. We have Tri-Blaze, Blaze Accelerator, and Blaze Accelerator Reload. The best one will probably end up being Blaze Accelerator Reload, which is really nice that you can access it directly from the deck now instead of having to rely on what is Rocket. Yeah, unsummon, add a Blaze Accelerator card from deck or grave to hand. Also, because it banishes from graveyard as well, you can banish Blaze Cannon from your graveyard in order to do this effect. I think the coolest thing though is that it says activate one of these effects, but you can still use each effect once per turn. So if you send multiple copies, you can use both effects in one turn, which is pretty cool. Starting off with our spells, we have the brand new Blaze Accelerator card being Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. It is a continuous spell that says activate this card by sending a Blaze Accelerator from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard. It says you can only control one Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. Once per turn, you can special summon a Volcanic monster from your hand, and once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, send a level 1 Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that target. Alright, so on activation, I believe not all of them are treated like always. Okay, they're not all treated always as a Blaze Accelerator period. It doesn't say Blaze Accelerator card, so you have to play the original, so that could end up being annoying if you don't already do that, but I don't know. But you can send a one from your... Actually, no, none of them are treated as Blaze Accelerator on the field either. They're all just treated as their own thing, I'm pretty sure, at least. So you just play the original Blaze Accelerator, but it's probably not too big of a deal. Only controlling one could end up being a little annoying, but I mean, whatever, it's still a really good card. Specialing any Volcanic from your hand can easily get you multiple uses. You can go like Volcanic Trooper effect to search for a rocket after special summoning off of this, and then normal summon the rocket in order to grab your another Blaze Accelerator from your deck, sorry. And then finally, they have a good way of getting graveyard set up for their Volcanics and popping the opponent's monster without having a really weird lock. Like, I think it's Tri-Blaze Accelerator that's like, yeah, you can discard a Pyro monster, pop a monster, and burn for 500, but you can't attack it all that turn, which turns off things like Doomfire, which is really good when you have Tri-Blaze up. So really nice to see that they actually have a good removal card. Not to mention that it sends not only Shell, but also the brand new Volcanic Rimfire, so you get an immediate access to this effect as well, while also getting that removal off the field. Their other spell is Fire Ejection, which is so funny because you're just literally going absolutely wild on Burstinatrix with a cannon. Is a normal spell that says you can only activate one per turn. You send a Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard, then if it is a Volcanic monster, you can apply one of these effects. Either inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100, or special summon a bomb token to your opponent's field, and then when it's destroyed, a controller takes 500 damage. So at first I was like, these effects aren't that great because like, why would you end up playing this card? And then I realized, oh yeah, it's sending a Pyro from deck to grave. It's an additional copy of Foolish. So you can easily use this to dump something like Rimfire and then either burn for like 500, or you can just create a token, which the tokens at first didn't seem as amazing, but in combination with something like Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, you can get a guaranteed turn 1 pop and burn while also dumping, or not dumping, but dumping another Pyro monster from your deck to the grave. So you can dump Shell, you can dump Rimfire, you can get so much setup off of this card plus the Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. I really enjoy this, not to mention, you can inflict 800 by dumping a Doomfire. Sorry if I said 500 earlier for the Rimfire, but you can dump a Doomfire to burn for like 800, which is a significant amount of burn. So another really good card for the archetype to have. And then finally, we have the brand new trap card, Volcanic Inferno. This is a continuous trap that says you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can banish one Pyro monster from your graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then if you banished a Volcanic monster, you can negate that activated effect. And during your opponent's end phase, you can target up to 2 of your Volcanic monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Finally, giving the archetype its own actual disruption / negation that isn't just popping and doing a little bit of burn, but it also simultaneously does do burn. And then also a little bit of recursion that doesn't rely on, what is it, Royal Firestorm Guards, which is, I think, a mini Pot of Avarice for Pyros. Maybe it's exactly a Pot of Avarice for Pyros. And it's really good in combination with the Volcanic Emperor, because Volcanic Emperor banishes stuff in order to summon itself, but then you can put him back off of the Volcanic Inferno during your opponent's end phase, so you can at least get those resources back, so you can continuously dump them over and over and over. So basically, you can banish like your Rimfire, and then not have to worry about not having it for later, because you can just dump it later again after you place it back on the bottom with the Inferno. Also, the new guy searches this directly from the deck. Alright, with all of that being said, what do I think overall about these new Volcanic cards? I am pleasantly surprised. So, it was kind of obvious they'd do this, but they did double down on like the burn aspect of the deck, which I think is perfectly fine. They actually can seem to put out a significant amount of burn. They probably can't FTK because there are too many like hard ones per turns on the newer things, but they can end up chipping away at the opponent's life points a scary amount, and you might even be able to combine it significantly well with something like Room of Nightmare, is it? Or no, Chain Energy, and Dark Room of Nightmare also works as well. I can easily see this end up becoming either a very aggro or very control-centered burn deck that finally doesn't have to rely on playing just a bunch of trap cards in order to like supplement the really weak parts of the deck, which is just the really bad Blaze Accelerator Turbo. I still don't think, unless we can figure out something really jank with them, even with the old stuff and the new stuff combined, with just what's being shown, at least there is still one card on the way. I don't think it'll end up seeing too much success, maybe a funny regional jump scare, but I don't really think it's going to be doing anything too crazy, but it's going to be really nice for everyone that really likes the Volcanic strategy, especially Pain, of course, and so I'm very happy that we finally ended up getting it, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments below, because that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please sure to leave a like, as I'll put this video and the channel into recommended, and if you like this content and you see more like the rest of my review series, I try to review every new archetype and every wave of support that comes out, then perhaps consider subscribing, because I want to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, not to mention it supports the channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.